On day 101, I was on top of the world, flying around the Alps as a fully grown Warden Dragon, one of the strongest creatures in the overworld. I've got all my special abilities and 100 hearts. It doesn't get much better than this. But while I was busy flying and celebrating, I didn't even notice that someone was standing on the Alps. It was a scary-looking robot, and he was staring right at me with his big red eyes. I wonder who that is.
Dragon detected. Deploy attack 6. Depowering energy blast.
Before I could even react, the robot shot me with an energy blast, and something terrible happened. I fell down to the ground, feeling myself getting smaller and weaker. My 100 hearts went back down to a measly 10, and almost all of my powers disappeared. And not just that, all of my equipment disappeared too. What? This is impossible! The robot came running over to me. Who are you? Why are you doing this?
I am Dragon Slayer 3000. My primary directive is to destroy all dragons. Initiate Dragon Killer Blade.
He pulled out a scary-looking sword and charged towards me. Lucky for me, I at least had one power left: flight! I flew off as quickly as I could, leaving Dragon Slayer 3000 in the dust. I landed on the ground nearby and was immediately attacked by a saber-toothed pig. I was so weak now, I couldn't even fight back, so I just flew away as fast as I could until I got somewhere safe. I was on top of the world, and now I'm on the bottom. How could this happen? I took a second to breathe and rest. I needed a way to get my powers back and defeat Dragon Slayer 3000. On day 102, I traveled out of the cold, unforgiving world of the Alps and made my way into the nearby cherry blossom forest. Yeah, this is more like it. I just went through a traumatic event. I need somewhere nice and calm to stay. But before I could make myself a new base to stay, I needed to make myself a whole new set of tools. I busted down a tree and made myself a crafting table and a wooden pickaxe. That's a good start. Now let's go for stone. I mined into the ground with my wooden pickaxe and started collecting stone until I had enough to create a stone pickaxe, axe, and stone sword. It's building time! I started cutting down some of the cherry blossom trees until I'd collected enough materials to start constructing my base. I started small at first, seeing as I was small now too, building a room for myself to sleep in. But I didn't have enough material to finish the roof, so I went into the woods to collect more materials. That's when I ran into an angry zombie spoiner. Oh no, this day is bad enough already. I don't want to deal with any zombies today. I pulled out my stone sword and fought him off. Lucky for me, I still wasn't too weak to take down a zombie spoiner. Phew, now back to base building. I collected the materials I needed, then went back to my base to finish off the roof. It was a small base, but it was a good start, and I knew I could build myself back up from here. On day 103, I decided to travel around, hoping to collect some more wood for constructing my base and find out more about the crazy robot that had attacked me back in the Alps. That's why I went to the coniferous forest, but this forest wasn't quite as welcoming as the cherry blossom forest. My big clue was a huge vile ogre who showed up and tried to shake me down for some emeralds.
You have to pay the troll toll if you want to pass through this forest, puny dragon.
But you're not even a troll, you're an ogre. They're not the same thing.
Ugh, what a silly technicality. I'm gonna pound you for that, kid.
He gave me a powerful whack after that, taking off a few of my hearts. Remembering the powerful dragon I once was, I pulled out my stone sword and fought back until the vile ogre was defeated. Darn, I'm still injured though. This is the worst. But in my moment of need, a mysterious spirit appeared, the guardian of the forest.
Hello, little dragon. You're certainly a rare one.
I wasn't always little. Wait, what do you mean I'm a rare one?
That terrible machine has been destroying dragons in droves. You're the only one I've seen in ages.
Terrible machine? You mean the Dragon Slayer 3000?
The very same. You look injured. Here, take these healing potions.
I took the potions, and it immediately helped me reclaim all of my hearts. Thank you, Forest Guardian. Want to come back to my base with me? We can work towards destroying that machine for good.
I like the sound of that. Lead the way, Zozo.
From day 104 to day 105, the Guardian of the Forest and I went back to my base. It was still pretty tiny, and there was no room for the Guardian to fit in as is. No worries, Guardian. I'll build you a new room where you can stay. I mined some extra wood and stone from around the cherry blossom forest and used it to add a nice new house onto the base. A house that would be perfect for a forest guardian, complete with some plants and a window to let in the sun. He seemed impressed.
This is perfect, Zozo. I think I'll enjoy my time here with you.
But he was wrong. Not everything was perfect, because a gang of skeletons had heard all my construction work and were making their way towards the base. Oh no, I better take them out before they can ruin anything. I pulled out my stone sword and charged in. Skeletons were no match for even a small dragon, so it didn't take me long to defeat them all. And when they were gone, I noticed that they dropped some potions of regeneration. I added them all to my inventory. It's always good to have some of these on hand for emergencies. From day 106 to day 108, I got a crazy craving for fried eggs, but I couldn't just go to the store to get them. I needed to do it the old-fashioned way. I built a chicken coop and a fenced-off area on my base, perfect for a little free-range chicken farm. Then I started collecting chickens and herding them back to my base. I'll have a steady supply of delicious eggs in no time. I can hardly wait. Still feeling hungry in the short term, I decided to go wandering through the cherry blossom forest again, hoping I'd find something cool to eat. Instead, I found something very different. It was the Dragon Slayer 3000, and his big red eye was fixed on me.
Dragon detected.
Can't we just talk this out?
Initiation Destruction Protocol D4. Dragon slaying cyber battle axe.
The Dragon Slayer 3000 pulled a huge battle axe, seemingly out of thin air, and he charged for me, swinging the axe again and again, only barely missing me each time.
Resistance is futile. All dragons will be annihilated.
The Dragon Slayer 3000 had really earned its name. I needed to get out of there before it could slay me. I took off and flew away, trying to get as far away from that robotic monster as possible. But back on the ground, the Dragon Slayer 3000 was unfazed.
Tracking flight pattern. Processing estimated arrival location. This dragon will not escape.
From day 109 to day 110, I returned back to my base, still feeling terrified after my close encounter with Dragon Slayer 3000. He'd taken my powers, he'd taken my size and my progress, and he'd almost taken my life. I'm so scared that the next time I run into that evil robot, he'll destroy me for good. Just as I was slipping into anxiety and panic, the guardian of the forest came into my room with some encouraging words.
Zozo, I sense you've been feeling down. I understand. The odds are against you, and you've lost a great deal. You may think you're weak, but strength is not about how hard you can strike. It's about how hard you can be struck and keep on fighting. Go outside, and you'll see a statue I've been working on just for you.
That's so kind, Forest Guardian. I'll head out there and take a look now. So I did. I went outside and saw the statue that the Forest Guardian had been working on, and it looked amazing. This is so cool. I can't wait to see what it'll be when it's done. What do you think it'll be when it's done? Just as I was admiring his hard work on the statue, the Forest Guardian came over with some more good news.
That ain't the only thing I've made for you. Go back to the base, and you'll see another upgrade I've been working on. I think it'll come in handy with keeping an eye out for that terrible machine.
I went back to the base and saw that the Forest Guardian had transformed one of the cherry blossom trees into an awesome watchtower. It would be a perfect way to keep an eye on the forest around us and know if the Dragon Slayer 3000 was on his way. I'm starting to feel more powerful again already. I can do this thing. From day 111 to day 112, feeling more confident than before, I went back out into the cherry blossom forest to understand my surroundings better. This time, if I ran into the robot, I wouldn't run away like a scared little coward. I'd stand up for myself and fight like a real dragon. But lucky for me, I didn't run into the Dragon Slayer 3000 at all. Instead, I found my way to a cozy little cabin where a friendly old witch was waiting.
Hello there, dearie. You look a little tired from all your wandering. How about you rest here and talk with me for a little bit?
I'd love that, thank you. I'm Zozo.
So what are you doing out here, sweetheart? You are walking with a real sense of purpose.
As a matter of fact, I do have a purpose. I'm trying to get my dragon strength back so I can defeat the Dragon Slayer 3000.
Oh dear.
What's wrong?
It's just that if you're planning on going up against that metal monstrosity, I recommend you be extremely careful. You have no idea the terrible things it's capable of. There used to be many dragons around here, and not just little baby ones like you. Adult dragons at their full power. And within 100 days, the Dragon Slayer 3000 wiped them all out, one by one. You'll need to be exceptionally powerful if you want to defeat it.
Well, that sure fills me with confidence. From day 113 to day 115, I returned to the coniferous forest, wondering if there was anything valuable I'd missed during my first trip there. You can only imagine my surprise when another big, mean Vile Ogre jumped out of the woods, right in front of me. Wait, how can you be here? Didn't I defeat you before?
No, that was my brother. He was out here, minding his own business, and you started to fight with him.
He was literally trying to shake me down for money in a forest he didn't own. He even hit me first.
That doesn't sound like him at all. For defaming my brother's memory, you're going down, you teeny tiny little dragon.
The Vile Ogre attacked me. He fought just like his brother, but this time I was prepared. Before he could take too much health from me, I defeated him with my stone sword and leveled up. I got bigger, and my total hearts rose up to 20, and I gained back one of my most important abilities, fire breathing. I'm getting my dragon mojo back, baby. From day 116 to day 119, seeing as I'd upgraded my size and strength, I figured it was time to level up my weapons and equipment too. That's why I found my way to an underground cavern that was perfect for mining myself some extra materials, specifically some iron ore. Once I'd gathered up enough, I started building an underground furnace so I could smelt the ore into ingots and start creating all my new gear. But I was interrupted by another nasty creature living in the underground cavern, a deadly giant cave spider, and he thought I looked like a delicious dragon snack. Well, I hope you like your meals extra spicy, cave spider. I huffed, and I puffed, and I breathed a jet of flame right at the cave spider, scaring it back into the darkness. It definitely wouldn't bother me after that. Then, I used all that iron I collected to make myself an iron sword and an iron pickaxe. I was officially stronger than ever before. And one day, I'm gonna use this sword to destroy the robot that ruined my life. From day 120 to day 122, I spent one day just resting at the base, having no idea that the day after would bring me my toughest battle yet. That day started with the Guardian of the Forest waking me up in a blind panic and telling me the last thing I wanted to hear at that moment.
Zozo, Dragon Slayer 3000, he's here. He's practically outside the gates. We need to stop him before it's too late.
Oh no! I ran as quickly as I could. I hoped that I'd been dreaming for a while until I saw that the Forest Guardian was absolutely right. Dragon Slayer 3000 was standing right next to the base, carrying his battle axe.
Dragon detected. Initiate destruction methods.
Wait, why do you want to destroy us dragons so badly? Is it something we did to you?
What you do to me is irrelevant. My programming dictates that I must destroy all dragons I detect at all costs.
Who programmed you like that anyway?
You do not need to know. Battle axe attack initiated.
Talking time was over. Dragon Slayer 3000 ran at me with his battle axe again, getting 2 strikes in before I was able to hit him back with my sword. And when I did, it didn't seem to cause much damage. I decided with the threat of getting slain right here in front of me, it was time to unleash my latest dragon power, Fire Breath. I breathed my fire at Dragon Slayer 3000, and it almost seemed to short-circuit him for a moment. He backed away, looking confused.
Dragon has accessed fire abilities. Activate contingency plan G6. Retreat mode initiated.
And with that, the Dragon Slayer 3000 fled back into the forest and out of sight. I hadn't defeated him fully this time, but somehow, after this fight, I finally understood that this monster wasn't invincible. If I kept getting stronger, I could defeat him once and for all. From day 123 to day 126, I was working on creating a weapon upgrade for my iron sword. After seeing how Dragon Slayer 3000 reacted to me using my fire breathing on him, I thought he might have some kind of weakness to fire. That's why I applied the fire aspect enchantment, which would lend extra fire damage to every single swing of my sword. This is really gonna help me out on my quest. And if you'd also like to help me out on my quest, search ZOZO in the search bar to find and watch more adventures with me, Zozo. We're gonna have an awesome time! From day 127 to day 131, the Guardian of the Forest came over to share some less stressful news with me than the last time.
Zozo, I've done more work on the statue. Come check it out.
Of course, I'll be right over. I met with the Guardian outside and saw all of the amazing work he'd been doing on the statue. It looked so cool. The Guardian certainly had a real talent for building statues.
But for this next part, I need your help, Zozo. The statue is coming along nicely, but I need some ebony logs to really take it to the next level. Would you be able to journey out to the ebony forest and get me some?
I'll be there and back before you know it. That was a bit of an exaggeration, but I did travel out to the ebony forest as quickly as I could gather up the material I needed for the Forest Guardian statue. On the way there, I ran into an Enderman who really didn't like intruders entering his forest, even if they were just dropping in to grab some equipment. You better not tell me I need to pay the Enderman toll. Thankfully, some fire breath was enough to scare the Enderman away, and I was able to gather up plenty of the material the Guardian of the Forest needed to keep building and improving the statue. From day 132 to day 135, I started making my way back to the ebony forest, eager to give all the materials I'd gathered over to the Forest Guardian. On the way there, though, things started to get strange. I spotted a flying ghast, which is normally only seen in the Nether. What are you doing out here? The ghast obviously didn't reply. They attacked me with their ranged attack, and I replied in kind and flew up towards it and hit it with my fire breath, knocking the ghast out of the sky. It feels so good to be a dragon. As I continued my journey back towards my base, I ran into a worried-looking piglin. I stopped to see if he needed any help. Hey, little piglin, don't be afraid. You look like you need a hand. Anything I can help with?
Oh yes, thank goodness. You've really saved my bacon here. My piglet friend was kidnapped by an evoker, and his zombie minions and dragged out to the Mojave Desert. I'd go on my own, but I worry I'm not strong enough. And then we'd both be captured.
Don't worry, piglin, I'll get right on it. And with my new quest, I set off. From day 136 to day 139, I traveled until I reached the Mojave Desert. It was exhaustingly hot and dry out there, but it didn't take me long to discover a mini-base set up deep in the scorching heat of the Mojave. It was a fenced-off area surrounded by patrolling hordes of zombies. Inside the camp, a piglin was locked in a cage, and the evoker stood there, talking to him.
We'll see how much your friend cares about you, little piglin. Maybe if he comes and gives me the money we agreed to, I'll let you both go. Or maybe I'll just kidnap you both.
Please, you can't do that.
You're in my clutches, piglin. You can't tell me what I can and can't do. I'm holding all the cards here.
Watching this happen, I knew I needed to get in there and stop this. I'd free the piglin and defeat that evil evoker, and my dragon powers would help me do it. From day 140 to day 143, I launched my plan to defeat the evoker and save the piglin. Rather than fighting all the zombies gathered outside, I flew and lowered myself down into the camp from above. The evoker didn't seem happy about that.
How dare you invade my camp, you lousy dragon! Zombies, eat them alive!
Zombies inside the camp rushed towards me. I pulled out my iron sword to fight them off, but there seemed to be no end to the zombie horde. The sword isn't powerful enough to take them all, even with the fire aspect. But in the nick of time, I got lucky. I saw a Kyther lying on the ground, exactly what I needed. Don't mind if I do. I grabbed the Kyther, going crazy and taking out every zombie I could. Soon enough, there were no zombies left. It was just me, the evoker, and the trapped piglin. The evoker backed away, feeling a little nervous.
No hard feelings about me telling the zombies to eat you alive, right? That was just a prank, bro.
Instead of answering his question, I blasted him with a jet of flame. After that, I freed the piglin.
Thank you so much, kind stranger. How can I ever repay you?
Go back to your friend in the ebony forest. He's been worried about you. That's the only repayment I need. From day 144 to day 149, I returned back to my base and gave the guardian of the forest all the materials I'd collected for him in the ebony forest.
Thank you for these, Zozo. It took you a while to get them. Was everything okay?
Oh yeah, it was fine. Just got a little sidetracked. I'm gonna get working on some base improvements while you work on the statue.
Sounds good to me, Zozo.
I decided to work on a security perimeter wall around the base while the guardian of the forest was statue building. I built the wall nice and tall just to make sure it kept out potential invaders. Once I finished the construction and stood back to take in the sight of my big, powerful wall, the guardian of the forest approached me again with the good news.
Come take a look at the statue, Zozo. It's almost done.
So I did exactly what he said. I went to take a look at the statue and was amazed at what I saw. The forest guardian was clearly a statue building whiz. Can you tell what it is yet? Let me know down in the comments. From day 150 to day 153, I woke up to some more bad news. The Dragon Slayer 3000 was once again waiting right outside my base, and the guardian of the forest was following along. Oh no, he's kidnapped my friend! But I couldn't just chase after them, because at the exact same time, a group of husks that the evil machine must have led here were attacking my base. My anger at that monstrous robot kidnapping my friend let me fight even harder. And during my battle with the gang of husks, I got enough XP to level up and become even stronger. I got bigger. My total hearts increased up to 50. I used my newfound strength to take out the last of the husks. My base was safe, but the guardian of the forest was still gone, and I needed to save him. From day 154 to day 157, I checked around my base to make sure there weren't any holes in the walls besides the entryways. You have to keep a keen eye to make sure your walls are as sturdy as they can be. After my base was secured, I went to go meet my other ally in the Cherry Blossom Forest, the witch in her cozy cabin, to get her advice on what to do next. I sat across from her and told her about the situation.
Since you first came to me, Zozo, I've been doing some research, and I think I might have information that could help you. A few hundred years ago, there were some extremely dangerous dragons on the prowl. Some scientist working in the lush tundra created robots like the Dragon Slayer 3000. But even once those few dangerous dragons were destroyed, the machines endured. I've just never seen one this advanced before. Still, if you want to save the guardian of the forest, checking the lush tundra may be your best option. Just be careful out there.
From day 158 to day 162, knowing that my best friend was trapped in the territory of my most dangerous enemy, I needed to get better weaponry. That's why I once again returned to the underground cavern where I did my previous mining. And as usual, I had another guest while I was down there. What I wasn't expecting was for that guest to be a creeper. I panicked as it skittered towards me, ready to explode. It was terrifying, but I managed to get away just in time. Boom! The creeper exploded. If the Dragon Slayer 3000 doesn't get me, the stress of these 100 days is gonna be what finishes me off. At first, I thought this was just another one of my many near-death experiences, but these lemons came with a free side of lemonade. In the crater left by the creeper exploding, there were a bunch of diamonds. It looks like my luck is finally turning around today. I gathered up all the diamonds and forged them into a powerful diamond sword, a perfect weapon for taking on that diabolical droid. Now all I needed was the courage to actually go and do it, knowing how scary and dangerous the Dragon Slayer 3000 truly was. From day 163 to day 166, I returned back to my base with my new diamond sword, feeling frightened and worried about what I needed to do, even though my friend's life was at stake. To make myself feel a little better, I gave my diamond sword the fire aspect enchantment, just like with my old iron sword. That would make it a more effective weapon against Dragon Slayer 3000, but I was still afraid. I stood and looked at the statue that the guardian of the forest had created for me. It wasn't done yet, and if I didn't save the forest guardian, it would never be finished. It would be an eternal reminder that I'd let my friend down. I won't let you down, forest guardian. I'm gonna come and save you from that evil machine, no matter the risk. I'm going to the lush tundra, and I'm gonna help you. And if you want to help me, you can subscribe to Zozo and turn on notifications so you never miss another one of my exciting Minecraft adventures. From day 167 to day 170, I put my money where my mouth was and traveled all the way to the lush tundra. I searched around until I discovered what looked like an abandoned factory. This must be where Dragon Slayer 3000 was created. He probably turned it into his base when all the scientists left. If the Forest Guardian is gonna be anywhere, it's here. I ran into the building and immediately found that more hordes of husks had made their home here, just like the ones that he'd led to attack my base. I must have been getting closer. Come at me, husks. You don't stand a chance. The husks did come at me in whole swarms. With my diamond sword, I was able to cut down a lot of them, and I defeated even more with my fiery breath. There was no way I was letting any of those low-level mobs stop me from saving my friend. It wasn't long before I was standing in an empty room, having defeated all of the husks. I kept searching the building, trying to find where they might be keeping my friend. Forest Guardian, it's me, Zozo. I've come here to help you. That's when I heard a voice at the other end of a deep, dark hallway that went into the ground.
Zozo! Oh, thank goodness! I'm down here! Please, come save me!
I ran down the long hall and saw the room where the Guardian of the Forest was trapped. I didn't waste any time and busted down the bars that were holding him. I'm so glad you're safe, Forest Guardian. I don't even know why he kidnapped you. You're not even a dragon.
He's an incredibly intelligent machine, Zozo. I think he kidnapped me just because he knew that you'd come and save me. Let's go back to the base before he realizes you're in here.
No, Forest Guardian, I'm sorry. I want you to go back to the base, but I'm through with running. Keep the base safe for me. I'll come back once I've defeated this robot, once and for all.
Just be careful, Zozo. I have a feeling he's got at least one more trick up his silver sleeve.
With that, the Guardian of the Forest turned and left, and I started going deeper into the Dragon Slayer's base. From day 171 to day 174, I went deeper into the abandoned factory. While in there, I found a dusty old chest locked away in a corner. It contained two things. One was a potion of strength, and the other was a book marked Scientist's Notes. I looked through the book, and it contained the following. We witnessed an extraordinary event in the factory today. Our Dragon Slayer 2000 models seem to have gained true intelligence. In fact, they used this intelligence to construct an entirely new machine, the Dragon Slayer 3000. It's the first machine to be planned and built entirely by other machines. Whoa, that explains why this thing is so cold and cruel. The sooner I can put this rogue robot down, the better. From day 175 to day 178, now knowing of his true origin, I went far enough into the factory to discover Dragon Slayer 3000 waiting for me.
Dragon detected. Prepare for your immediate annihilation.
Funny, I was about to say the exact same thing to you. I didn't want to waste any more time talking to this evil machine. Instead, I ran in and pulled out my diamond sword. I hit the robot again and again and again, not even giving him a chance to fight back. I wanted to end it there and then. But before I could deliver the final blow, Dragon Slayer 3000 stepped away and ran into a nearby room. I went running after him as fast as I could. I'm not gonna let you get away with this anymore, Dragon Slayer. Your days of hunting us dragons are over. From day 179 to day 184, I entered the main chamber of the factory. It was large and completely abandoned, but I still saw the glowing red eye of the Dragon Slayer 3000 staring at me. But this time, I wasn't going to let him go. I defeated him and sent him running before. Now it was time to finish him off. Time for the Dragon Slayer 3000 to get slayed by a dragon. I've got to say, Dragon Slayer, I enjoy the irony.
I wasn't programmed to have any sense of irony. It is of no use to me.
The point is, I'm going to destroy you for everything you've done to me and dragons like me. There's no place in the world for a machine like you.
Then I will have to upgrade. Activate contingency plan Z13. Metamorphosis protocol.
What? Dragon Slayer 3000 began to transform, getting bigger, scarier, and way more advanced. I'd never seen anything like it. All my confidence in the fight completely drained away in that moment.
Upgrade complete. I am now Dragon Slayer 4000, the ultimate stage of my technological evolution. My capabilities have increased, and I can now destroy even the strongest dragons. You cannot harm me, Zozo.
Oh no, I think I may have overestimated my ability here.
Destruction blast.
The new Dragon Slayer 4000 blasted an even more powerful energy weapon. I was able to dodge it in the nick of time and ran out of there as fast as I could. I need to figure something out fast or I'm doomed. From day 185 to day 189, I returned to my base in a blind panic. I immediately went up to the Guardian of the Forest.
Hello again, Zozo. Thank you again for saving me. Ready to celebrate finally defeating Dragon Slayer 3000?
Not quite. Kind of the opposite, actually. Dragon Slayer 3000 got even more powerful. He upgraded into Dragon Slayer 4000. And I don't know how I'm gonna defeat him like that.
Oh no, that's the last thing we wanted to happen. Here, take this knockback enchantment. It'll make your attacks a little more effective. I believe someone is here to see you. In the meantime, I'm gonna go finish up the statue.
Who's come to visit me? It turned out that it was none other than the witch, coming straight to my base to deliver some valuable news.
Zozo, I have something that I think you'll want to hear.
Please tell me it's good news.
Oh yes, very good news. I've tracked down something that can fast-track your leveling up. A special potion known as Dragon Serum. It will help you grow into a full-sized dragon with all the relevant special abilities. They say it ran out years ago, but I've tracked down one more bottle of it in a single chest.
That's amazing! Do you know where I can find this chest?
It's in a place you may find familiar, the Mojave Desert.
That's perfect! I'll set off right away. Stay at my base in the meantime, Miss Witch, just to be safe. But before I could leave, I heard the Guardian of the Forest calling out for me.
Before you go, Zozo, I have something to show you. The statue is finally finished.
Excited to see what the Guardian of the Forest had created, I flew up high towards the mountains next to my base to get a better view. It was amazing! A beautiful statue of a powerful adult Warden Dragon. It looked exactly like I did before the Dragon Slayer stole all of my power. Thank you, Forest Guardian. This is truly awesome. And when I get my hands on that Dragon Serum, that's gonna be me again. On day 190 to day 194, I returned once again to the Mojave Desert, where I'd defeated the Evoker and his minions and saved the piglin. If only last time I'd been looking for that chest, this whole thing might have been over a lot sooner. I searched all across the desert, feeling the intense heat on my dragon scales. Whoever had hidden that serum up here must have really wanted to keep it hidden. Eventually, I found a small chest hidden amongst a bunch of sand blocks. I opened up the chest, and inside was one item, a potion labeled Dragon Serum. Yes, I found it! I finally found it! I can become a full-size dragon, access my complete powers, and use them to even the score against Dragon Slayer 4000! With the Dragon Serum saved in my inventory, I turned and made my way back to my base. From day 195 to day 197, I worked on my final few upgrades, knowing that the battle that would decide the fate of all the dragons in the overworld would soon come to pass. And if I didn't win, Dragon Slayer 4000 might not just wipe out me, he might have wiped out my entire species. I better go in strong then. I gave my sword the Sweeping Edge enchantment to increase its power, and also crafted a full set of iron armor. This would give me a better chance in the final fight. But what if the Dragon Slayer 4000 defeats me, then immediately comes back here to attack my friends? I can't let that happen, or at the very least, I can't make it easy for him. I decided that I wasn't going to, so I built the wall around my base thicker, knowing that I'd buy the Guardian of the Forest and the Witch some time to escape if that evil robot did come looking for them. It's all or nothing now! On day 198, I prepared to leave my base and go to the lush tundra so I could take on and decommission this rogue robot once and for all. But what do you want to see next from Zozo? Search ZOZO on the search bar and leave a comment on one of our videos telling us what you'd like to see next. I always love reading through them. Oh, and wish me luck on my battle with Dragon Slayer 4000. I'm gonna need it. Time to settle that age-old debate of robot versus dragon. On day 199, I returned to the abandoned factory in the lush tundra. When I entered the main chamber of the building yet again, the Dragon Slayer 4000 was waiting for me.
Dragon detected.
Yeah, you detected me. Well done. I'm about to get a whole lot easier to detect in a second.
Attempts to intimidate me are futile, Zozo. I will be the agent of your destruction. Activate Battle Axe. Turn shields to 100%. Prepare to be destroyed.
Time for you to take your own advice, you evil bucket of bolts! Before Dragon Slayer 4000 even had a chance to attack me, I drank the Dragon Serum. In an instant, everything changed. I became a huge, powerful Warden Dragon adult with the 100 hearts I had 100 days ago. But that wasn't all. I had a new power now, the Fireball attack.
Dragon detected. Dragon detected. This does not compute.
Compute this! Summoning up every last ounce of my strength, I fired a fire blast directly at the Dragon Slayer 4000!
No!
The blast was so powerful, he was destroyed instantly! I'd reclaimed my former glory, and the dragon-hating machine was finally gone for good! On day 200, with the evil of the Dragon Slayer 4000 finally defeated, and all my fallen dragon friends avenged, I returned back to my base. There, the Guardian of the Forest and the Witch were already waiting to congratulate me. For the first time in over 100 days, I felt like my old dragon self again, and I could finally relax. Don't you just love a happy ending?